Alright, moving on to the Temperance Arcana. This is Yurlunggur, the highest level. He is not the highest level in Persona 3, but is the highest level here in FES, which is why I have him here. Yurlunggur actually stems from Australian myth, and he is called the Copper Python or the Rainbow Serpent. And I think it's probably originated from the fact that there were huge snakes at one time in Australia. It is said that he is the ancestor of the people of Australia, or at least the ones around the waterhole where it said that he resided. And he also is the one who created plants and animals, which he regurgitated before he ascended into heaven as a rainbow. He is a bisexual deity, which is probably why he has two heads here. And so let's move on to the next one. This is the highest level in the original Persona 3, Byakko. He is the white tiger and is one of the celestial creatures, the Suling. Byakko is the Japanese name for Baihu, which is his Chinese name. And he is a creature associated with basically the description is pretty accurate. He's associated with West, autumn, and metal. But sometimes in Chinese culture he's often replaced by the Kilin, which is another name for the Chinese unicorn, for basically the same spot. But he's one of the creatures associated with feng shui, which is also what Huanglong or Koryu is often associated with, as well as the rest of the heavenly beasts in the Temperance Arcana. Right, moving on. Suzaku is the Japanese name for Yuki, which is often called the Vermilion Phoenix, which is associated with summer, fire, and south. However, Phoenix is one description of it, but the name for it in Chinese is actually Feng Huang, which is the name that this model demon is often associated with, which basically means very great bird. So I think it's probably this whole thing stems from the pheasant, which is probably why it has a long streamer peacock-like tail. And the colorations actually look consistent with the 5 heavenly beasts, because you have blue, white, black, red, and yellow. So next one is, I think, Okuninushi. He's actually a descendant of the god Susanoo, and he was trying to marry his daughter Suzaku Hime. He's actually a god of... He's more of a nature god. He's often associated with magic, medicine, often spirits. It is said that after he was basically removed from power from where he lived by the servants of Nigi, he was basically given power over the realm of spirits, so that's how he remains. Okuninushi is said that he have done several trials, basically to win Suzaku Hime's hand in marriage. And I think Suzaku Hime did something diabolical, and that is tie Susanoo's hair to a beam. Okay, next one. This is Seiryu, or again, Ryu means dragon. In Chinese, he's called King Long. He's basically the blue dragon, and is associated with east, spring, and wood. There is, in fact, aside from the Diamond Kings and also the 5 heavenly beasts, which are in Persona 3, there's also 4 Dragon Kings, which guard all directions, and it says that the dragons actually live in palaces of crystal under the ocean. And it's said that one of the Dragon Kings actually gave Sun Wukong in Journey of the West his staff, because he found no purpose for it, but he was kind of intimidated by Wukong and later reported to heaven. So this is pretty much Chinese dragons as a whole, associated with fertility and also water. Genbu basically is the black tortoise. I couldn't really find much about him, but this actually looks kind of consistent with some of the statues of him, associated with the fact that he kind of has those boar-like tusks and also that dragon tail. His name in Chinese is often called Guizhang, which is what it is in other Shin Megami Tensei games, but also it's Zhuanwu, and he's associated with winter, water, and north, and tortoises being very important in Chinese myth because they were probably it's said that they were the originators of Bagua, which are the elemental seals that protect people from demons. Okay, moving on. Mithra is an Iranian god. I think he's probably in Zoroastrian, but I'm not sure. It's said that when I looked up that he is actually a trinity of gods/angels, the other being Rashnu and Shirosha, being the ones that judge the dead. But under the name Mithras, he was basically adopted from Iran to be a Roman cult, deity, and some of the cult practices are kind of similar, in fact, to the early descriptions of Christian culture. So it's probably that these meshed together when Constantine allowed Christianity to be a main religion in Rome. Nigi Mitama, apparently this is supposed to, since this is the yin yang, if you remember the other side of this, Ara Mitama is associated with aggression in the description. Nigi, according to here, is often associated with gentleness as yin and yang. Mitama, I think, is probably... I couldn't find much about them, but all I know is that there are 4 of them, and they're usually associated with the soul, or basically with Shinto virtues. So that's what I think is in this case. This is the lowest level of the Temperance Arcana, and the missing one that I have is in the Lover's Arcana, which I haven't really finished, or completed for that matter. So I'll finish this